Hello everyone, I'm Kaye Cosplay, and today I'm sharing a time-lapse of the Photoshop edit I did for my Padme Amidala cosplay. I created this costume in only 4 days from start to finish, just in time for May the 4th in 2020. You can see here that I began by photoshopping in the hair buns because I did not have time to source any before my deadline, so I found a good quality picture of Natalie Portman as Padme, and then I'm cropping the buns out and adding it to my photo. So I started by selecting my hand and my hair and the side of my face just so I could layer the bun image behind it. And then now I'm going in and changing the exposure and the levels of the bun image just so they kind of match a little bit better with the coloring of my image. And just kind of making sure that they all blend in really nicely. I'm going in with some dodge and burn tools just to make sure that the dark colors are a little bit more muted and the lighter colors aren't so saturated. And then just kind of blurring out the edges a little bit just so they blend in really nicely with the edge of my face and with my hair and all that. So now I'm changing up the levels and the color of the image itself. I'm kind of going for this golden yellow aesthetic, so I really am focusing on making sure that all of the colors blend really nicely together. So I changed the levels and changed the hue, and I'm going to be doing this quite a few times in this whole process just to make sure that my colors look exactly the way that I want to. So you can again see that I'm going in with my exposure tool. I'm kind of enhancing some of the brightness in my face and on my costume, and then making sure that the background stays really saturated and bright and colorful as well. And then here I'm just sharpening up the image a little bit more so things appear more crisp and nice. And then I'm going in with my eraser tool to remove that sharpening effect from the hair buns. And then next I'm adding in a gradient on top of the whole image, and I'm kind of playing around with this orangey, yellowy, pink sort of combination until I figure out the right kind of colors that I want, and I ended up going with a yellow and orange sort of color in the end. And then I'm playing up with the angle of that gradient just so it covers the areas of the photo that I want it to. And then I drop that gradient down to a soft light color overlay and then drop the opacity so it's just not as harsh. And now I'm going back in with my eraser tool to remove that gradient from my face and from areas of my costume that I don't want that coloring to affect. Next, I'm doing some beauty editing on my face. I have a birthmark next to my eye, so I just kind of removed that and then cleaned up some lines that were underneath my eyes. I'm just focusing on enhancing the brightness in my eyes and then darkening some of my eyelashes and my eyeliner for a more stark contrast too. And then kind of cleaning up the colors a little bit more. I'm again playing with the exposure and playing with the levels just to make sure everything is looking correct and glowing a lot on my face and on my costume. And then going back in with the dodge and burn tools to brighten up those highlights on my face and to make sure that the hair buns are looking correct. I'm enhancing the colors on my costume and I really want those rhinestones to shine, so I'm adding a lot of dodge to the rhinestones so they have a glowing effect. I'm doing the same thing on the embroidery on my corset as well. Still changing some of the colors. Again, I just kind of play with it until it looks the way that I'm looking for, until it looks right. I don't really have like a rhyme or reason. I just do it until it looks good. The last thing that I did was change the size of my eyebrows. I naturally have really arched eyebrows, and I tried my best with my makeup to make them appear more straight, but it didn't really come across that well in the photo, so I'm just using the liquify tool to straighten out my eyebrows a little bit. And that's the final edit and photo. I really had a great time making this costume, even though I only did it in 4 days, but I'm really proud of myself for pushing and for meeting my deadline and having it come out as good as it did, so I'm really proud of myself for that. So I hope you guys enjoyed this time lapse, and I hope you enjoyed my costume, and thank you so much for watching, and I cannot wait to see you in the next video. See you soon!